Right, so before you can really start any research, an important place to begin is, of course, on your company website. So I'm just going to go through kind of how to search on your company website and where to look for information using my example of Starbucks. So I'm starting from Google just because I want to showcase one thing. So I'm going to go ahead and type in my company and go to their main website. But one thing I noticed right off the bat is that because, of course, I am searching from Canada, Starbucks automatically, or maybe it's Google, automatically puts me on the starbucks.ca website. So while that is good because I want to look at Canadian products, for the purpose of this, you want to be on the main website. So all I'm going to do is pop up here and change this to starbucks.com so that I'm on the main website. So keep an eye out for that, especially if you are using companies with branches in Canada. You want to make sure that you're kind of getting the key information. So this is the main page of my website. Lots of kind of marketing information here. The information that you're going to be looking for is likely not going to be laid out on the main page. You're going to have to dig around for it. So you're going to want to check kind of the top headings. In this case, menu, rewards, and gift cards aren't going to be relevant. A lot of the time on websites, there will be a drop-down menu kind of in this area where the Join Now is. That's not the case here, but do keep an eye out for something like that. So I'm not really finding anything up top relating to, financial information or vision and mission statements. So what I'm going to do next is I'm just going to scroll right to the bottom. So from here, you can tell that it's organized in a number of categories. And I can already see some useful information. So right off the bat, heritage could be a good section that'll talk about, probably their values and their mission statements, which is always really important to understand. And I'm also seeing investor relations. So I'm going to want to look at that. So I'm going to start with heritage. It's always important to get the company's perspective on their own company because it tells you what's important to them. Those are things that you're going to learn as priorities for your project and your report because it'll tell you how the company perceives themselves. So as you can see, we've got our heritage. Oh, there's a link here to mission statement, so I'll go back to that later. Company profile, timeline recognition, awards, that could be good to know. Again, if they have a bunch of environmental awards, that'll tell you again about some of their priorities. I'm going to go up to this mission link here because that's something I want to know. And thankfully, they've also included the value statement. So just from this quick little search, I got the mission and value statement, which again tells you a lot about a company's goals. So that's really good to know. Perfect. I can now make a note of that for later when I'm working on my report. All right, so I could also go through this company profile, take a look and see what they have there. So we've got the story, the folklore, that's kind of fun information. Oh, there's the mission there as well. Oh, here's some quick at a glance information, so that's useful. Products, kind of breaks it down more than you'd expect from just the cafes. And then the other brands, that's very helpful as well. And here we have another link to the investor relations. I'm not going to use it yet because there's some other areas I want to check first, but that's good to know. And some quick at a glance investor information, which is helpful, just giving you kind of a quick perspective on your company. All right, so that gives you some good insight as well. I'm just going to go back to the top because I noticed another menu. All right, so here's a little bar here talking about the company. So ethics, diversity, and inclusion. Again, these tell you important things about the company. But I also want to look at the governance tab. Governance talks about basically the higher ups of the company, those who are running the company. So it's very important to know. So here we can see a bunch of different PDFs that they have with little titles. Governance principles, that's always important to know. Committee charters, biographies. That could be good to look at as well. This will tell you about those who are running your company. So that can be really helpful. It tells you what their background is and what their role is in the company. So that can definitely be useful. The reason why I think that could be so helpful to you is that, for example, say most of the board members they hired have marketing experience, that tells you that marketing is a priority for the company. So paying attention to little details like that can actually be very telling. So I'm not going to go over everything because, we have a lot to cover in our tutorial today. So I'm going to go back to the home page and I'm going to go back to the bottom there where I saw that investor relation information. All right, so I can see this is taking me to a completely different page. I can see that the link now is investor.starbucks.com. And there is a bunch of information, financial data, that could be good, stock, shareholder, corporate governance. This is a really great page for your report. So just checking things out, tells me the stock value. Some recent reports. Oh, Q1 fiscal, that's a great one. Let's take a peek and see what that looks like. All right, so it's pretty information dense, but it has a lot of good financial information, some charts. So make sure to try and find things like that for your company. Starbucks, of course, is a mega corporation, so they have lots of people to work on this kind of thing. It may not be as streamlined for a smaller company, but regardless, you should be able to find this kind of information. And as I said, events, financial data, there's lots of great information here. So don't be afraid to really dig around your website to find the information that you need. I think that's probably all I'm going to show you guys for today. But, just to show you that the information is not quite where you necessarily expect it to be, and, just follow those links until you find what you're looking for.